Hey everybody out there, my name is Dragnix, and this is the Enchanted Cave 2. $4.99. Before I begin this Let's Try though, I want to make sure you guys know that this is via a key from the developer. I reached out to the developer, he gave me a key to cover his game, so keep that in mind for this Let's Try. Now this is a mobile port of a Flash game. It originally started as a Flash game. You can actually find sort of a demo of the game on Congregate right now. But this is the premium version, and now it's come to Steam with a $5 price tag. It's an RPG roguelike. It's got a very heavy focus on risk and reward, and it's got an interesting soundtrack too, and I want to make sure that you guys hear it during this playthrough. I'll stop and let you guys listen to it a little bit and up the volume. But here is our hero. Now, we're in town right now, and there's this sort of weird cave here, this enchanted cave. People are disappearing because as you go deeper and deeper in the cave, you can find more treasure, but as you find treasure, you find monsters. And of course, monsters means, there could be some problems that go on. So let's go into the cave and let's, start exploring. Now, as you get through each 10 levels of the cave, you can sort of start at that point. So I'm going to start on 20 just because it's a little bit back, so I can show you a little bit of the combat, a little bit more easier. But the thing with the game is that as you go through the cave, you can get items. As you get items, you can... Here, let's talk to the shop here. You get gold and you can sell your items and things like that. But when you start over, you will only have what's on you. Now, you'll notice here I only have a shirt and pants. However, the thing is, you see these other items, these yellow items. These are items that are artifacts, and you can keep artifacts as long as you use a certain item to get out of the cave. And so these are the ones that I have on me. In fact, I can put on my shiny bronze armor and my skirt, my mage skirt. I mean, I go all around with my mage skirt. I don't know what you guys are having problems with. But, so all these items are things that I can, use to go through the cave again at this point. If you start on level 1, you'll only have, absolutely no artifacts, no items. So let's just go through here. Now, the combat is very simple. You just run into enemies, and you start attacking them. And that's it. Now, the thing is that each enemy does have a specific type of defense, resistances, and things like that. So you got to keep that in mind. So like, for example, here, this guy's weak to wind. Now, I don't have any wind spells at this point. I've been putting my points into other things. I have a fire spell, though. This is a really good dungeon to start off with. Now, you'll notice that there are 3 treasure types. There's white, red, and green. So the white has just regular equipment in it. This is equipment that will disappear once I'm done with the dungeon. I won't be able to keep it. Red is on the other hand, is an artifact. So I have a katana that I can use now. I've got a better weapon than that, though. So I can use that katana after I leave the dungeon. And then there's green. The first time you find a green treasure chest, it'll have escape wings. This is how you get out of the dungeon. And so the thing is that if you never find escape wings, well, guess what? You're going to have a bad time because you won't be able to escape. And not only that, you will not be able to keep any artifacts that you have on you. Now, what I have noticed is that if you had artifacts that you brought into the cave, they stay with you, even if you die with the escape wings. So keep that in mind. Now, you also have little secret areas here. Usually these secret areas have a item that you can keep, as well as a little bit of a story segment. Day 60, over a month since my last entry, I've been very busy. The energy from the farmer's soul, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so you get an idea of a little bit of the backstory on this. Not a lot, but a little. So your idea is to get as far down the dungeon as possible. Now, I mentioned risk and reward. So the thing is that unlike other sort of roguelikes and RPGs, you don't want to face every enemy that you can. The thing is that potions and healing come in limited supply. Very similar to games like Rogue Legacy, where it's just like, okay, you're gonna want to be careful. So right now I'm okay with like dealing with those goblin king or goblin. I think it's, what is he? Goblin. Let's find out. Goblin Chief. There we go. I'm okay with him because he's not able to do damage at me. See? unable to do damage on me, and I actually leveled up because of it. So there are 5 basic stats: HP, magic points, attack, defense, magic. Okay, so I'm going to put 1 in the attack, and then I get some skill points. Now we're going to look at the 3 skill trees here. It says there are 3 different types of gameplay here, and that's where I'm starting to, you know, counter that a little bit. I don't think that's the case. So you have one tree that's dedicated to attacking, physical attacking. You also have a lot of experience boosts and health boosts and critical boosts over here, as well as defense. So I went down a little bit of this path, especially for the experience part. Then you have your magic portion. You get more spells via this tree. In fact, I'm actually going to get the ice spell here. So this will add ice to my next attack. Give me a little bit more flexibility with the resistances. And then you have over here, which is more like potion usage, item drop rates, and things like that. The thing is that there may be 2 different areas here. The third one, maybe it's buffing with potions, but you get enough items and buffs otherwise that it just seems like this is redundant. It does definitely help, but I don't necessarily think it's a different playstyle. Let's add... Yeah, let's add some magic. Alright. So, these dungeons are randomly generated from, or procedurally generated from what I see, and there is a good variety to them. Again, a big part of it is whether or not you're going to engage enemies, and here, for example, I'm going to take 5 damage here. Again, I'm a little bit over-leveled for what floor I'm at, just to show you guys what's going on. Alright, tethered coke. I'm going to kill you. You got to be very, very specific about what you want to do. Do you take on every enemy, or do you, go for the only enemies that you really need to take on at that point? Now, there's a variety of enemies, and there is a good mixture of not only enemy strengths, but, different elements to them. Like, okay, for the Goblin Chief is pretty much an attack powerhouse. This guy, okay, he can do a little bit different. He's a little bit more slow-paced, but takes a little bit more damage. What you'll notice, though, is that when you're getting into deeper levels is where the weaknesses come in. So, if you're able to exploit the enemy's weakness, it really helps in this game. It helps tremendously. And so, magic makes a huge difference. The thing is that your magic is limited in supply, so you got to be really careful. In particular, that first heal spell, I always like to have that heal spell on hand, just in case. Alright, let's go to the next floor. Now, overall, for a game like this, it's very simple. I will say, though, that unlike the simplistic games that I've seen before in the genre, there seems to be a reasonable variety here, and in particular, the progression system where you can keep on going, stop, and then start at a later level means that there's no repetition, unnecessary repetition in terms of, wanting to do it again or having to do it again. Honestly, I've enjoyed my time with the game, and part of that is the music. And I'm going to just let you guys listen to it a little bit. Now, one thing to say is that some people may recognize the music. And maybe not necessarily recognize, but maybe be reminded of. And you may remind yourself of like games like Banjo-Kazooie. I know that may seem like a little bit of a stretch, but when you listen like to the first Dungeons track, you'll get that Banjo-Kazooie sense. And I'm going to play it right here. Okay, so I played that for you guys, that music for you guys. Now you're probably wondering, okay, what are you talking about, Dragnix? Well, the music is done by Grant Kirkhope, who is of the Banjo-Kazooie fame. He's also working on Ukulele, the new Kickstarter project over there. It is very good music, and it kept me entertained the entire time. So I have to say, music did its job. Even though I heard the track several times, never felt like it got old. Now, you'll notice that there's a little bit of a forge here. You see, I can forge my weapons. For example, I can forge this new blade of glass that I got, and I can put some materials on it that I've found. Let's see here. I can give it some defense or some magic. Well, I can give it some fire defense or some experience bonus. So I'm going to give it some bauxite to give it some more attack. And I'm going to give it a little bit of light damage just because. I can't use this because it's only for potions. So I'm going to enchant that weapon, and lo and behold, I have a new weapon. Keep in mind, though, you'll notice that my magic's now down at 30 points. Every time you enchant something, it actually takes magic. I don't know how I feel about that yet. On one hand, it makes sure that you don't just randomly throw enchantments on everything that you get, and that you got to be a little bit more cautious. On the other hand, I don't know if magically was the best way of doing it, but I'll admit it makes it so that I can only do certain amounts of enchantments. Now, you can take the regular items that you need and craft them into potions. So, for example, I can craft a potion here. I can choose, like, ice resistance and shield or defense, but I'm going to make some potions that not only give me back some health, but defense. I like this property system. I really do. It gives you a lot of creativity of what kind of potions you want to create. Do I want to go strictly for, you know, health, or do I want to do something a little bit different? Alright, so we're going to go until I decide that I can't go any further with the wings in this run. So I'm just going to try to get to the exits as fast as I can. There's also a little bit of strategy here in terms of you have items that can help you in terms of getting around the dungeon. For example, let's use the magic pickaxe on this. Okay, there's some spikes there now, unfortunately, so that doesn't help me, but I was able to destroy part of the wall, and maybe in some cases I would be able to get through that way. Alright, we're going to get some items while we're here. Now, I've gone with a specific build with my guy where I'm gaining a lot of health on enemy kills. I decided to go that way because of the health issues here, but it's worked relatively well for me. Now, from what I see, you can play in different styles. You can focus on magic, you can focus on attacking, you can focus on certain resistances. I would be very careful about, you know, putting too many points into element portions, because that can be really problematic if you come out with a resistance that, you know, just you can't deal with. Alright, so we're going to keep on going here. I don't even know why I'm going that way. Oh, that crystal over there would give me a boost in some certain stat for the rest of the dungeon, which would be nice, but I'm not going to bother with it right now. Now, there's no more wings in those green chests. They're usually potions of some sort. Let's get that. Yeah, let's get that purple. I think that's magic. Yep. And we're just going to go to the dungeon floor. I'm getting lucky with the stairs placement here, which is nice. Now, the visuals remind me a little bit of Secret of Mana, surprisingly. I don't know if that's just me looking into things that I just apparently I'm trying to see, but it does remind me a little bit of that. It's not the exact same, but it's a little bit similar. All right. Actually, I want to put those potions on, so I need to do that. Now, when you're at the same levels as your enemies, that's where things get a lot more interesting. Now, you notice that I went through that dungeon with no problems, but again, I was a little bit high leveled. Once you get down to more enemies on your level, like right now you got to be careful, because again, I only have a certain amount of potions and a certain amount of magic that I can use, so I got to be very careful with who I decide to go after. Now, I went after that because I thought, okay, maybe there's a good item in there, and there was a turtle shell. All right. We'll take that gold. We're going to go up here. All right. See, notice how I'm doing little damage now. So I'm starting to get weaker compared to the other enemies. That's where the RPG elements comes in, and the roguelike elements come in. The repetition, the very you got to make very good choices about who do you decide to go after and who you don't. Because again, one wrong move and you're losing all your artifacts, and you don't really want to lose all your artifacts. Enemy variety is good. I mean, I do like the animations in particular of the enemies and sort of the designs in question. They do have a variety. They usually only have like 3 or 4 types per like set of floors, and an enemy type will stay around for like 6 or 7 floors or so, from what I've seen. But you do get like this turtle. Obviously, I can't do much against him besides just smack him in the head with a sword, but it works. Now, you'll notice that, again, they've got their weaknesses, and I don't have the weaknesses that really help me at this point, so that sort of sucks for me. You take an HP there. Oh, there we go. And I will take that treasure chest. Another small health potion. Can't hurt. Blood spider. Don't really want to deal with you. We'll take that gold, and, well, we gotta go this way anyway, so we'll take on the jungle snake. I'm also getting a little bit of MP back on my attacks, so that will help me later on. Actually, I'll use that mana potion just because. No reason to keep it around. Alright, 35. Cool. Let's go this way. Weapons... I mean, it's basically, again, like you say, you move into your enemies, so there's not a lot of specific differences in each, like, weapon per se, other than attack. Yeah, of course, you have your elemental damage, which there will be times that you'll want to, you know, put a weapon along this hotkey bar because of the fact that you'll need to switch to something that's a little bit more effective. Alright. I don't know where the exit is. So we're just going to keep on going here. There it is. Now you do get like I've seen one boss with like this giant spider that I barely survived against. But other than that, I haven't seen really a lot of big enemies, which, you know, I guess I don't have major problems with it. I would have liked to see it like every 20 levels, but okay, yeah, that I definitely have better than that. So, all right, there we go. Now, if what you're seeing on the screen isn't for you, it doesn't seem like it's for you, I can't say that, you know, anything that's sort of hidden in terms of this world is going to change your mind on that. It is very much... Okay, you saw there. Notice how much damage I did with one hit with my sword. Okay, 30. And then I used the weakness, 110. It's not just a double, like a super effective from Pokemon. It's more than that. And that can make a huge difference. Sometimes going magic tree does work a lot. But... again, this is the kind of game that I have to say is more so for people who want something to do while like watching a YouTube. Well, that's the thing with the YouTube video part, is the fact that there's so good music here that I really can't, you know, say that, you know, watch a YouTube video so you have some noise in the background. Well, you really want to listen to the music. If you're looking for something simple and something more suited towards just, you know, relaxing, not really thinking about exactly what's going on, I have a boot made of webs. These apparently Spider-Man's boots, but I don't have a third ring. Yeah, I was about to say, I better have a third ring. I've been going that entire time without a third ring, guys. Let's make some items. Accessories, berries, and a frog leg. Get some health there. Aloe extract. Yeah, we'll give some more HP. Chunk of amber. Yeah, let's give ourselves some defensive potions, just because it could be useful later on. I do like the variety in the potions in particular, because again, you could really, if you really take your time and decide to like really think about what potions to craft and which ones are best for you at this moment, it could really, really change up the dungeon, in particular with strengths and weaknesses. Alright. Okay, it's up there. If I use the pickaxe, am I going to be able to get through here? Yes, I am. Okay, so I dodged that entire section. I like that. I didn't dodge that section. Damn it. I do wish at times it was the grid-like format. It seems a little bit weird. Like, it seems like I should have been able to get through there, but in fact I wasn't. And it's a little bit deceptive in that nature. Now, there's not a lot of complication in the combat, and I admit that usually I will make a big, huge deal about that in terms of the lack of variety. But the resistances in particular is where I think that changes up, and I may be... Okay, I was about to say I may be dead here because I didn't think about what I was doing. But I really don't have a lot more I can do at this point. Let's see if I can get to that next floor. Nah, I'm not going to be able to. Oh, wait, nope. Yes, I am. Because I really want to get to level 40, but I also want to survive. 6 and 9. I should be able to take you on. Yeah, let's do it. Come on. Come on. Take it. Take it. That defense buff really helped me. Okay, I'm not going to go that way. You see, and again, the risk and reward. Who do I go after, who I don't? Oh, that's what I thought there was like a pet wolf, and I'm going to die. No, I'm not. Okay. I think it's time for me to leave. Alright, so I use my wings to escape the cave. And that is the Enchanted Cave 2. Basically, it's the sort of dungeon crawler type. It's very simple in nature, but you can get a lot out of it at this point. Now, the thing is about this game is that what's great about it is that you can go to Congregate right now and play the demo version of it to see if you like the game. If you like that game, then most likely you're going to like this. It's just more content. There's about 100 floors. There is some replayability just because of the random nature of the game. And again, with the element system in particular, I do find that there's actually some strategy that needs to be done. So overall, for a $5 game, unlike some other $5 games I've seen, the music in particular makes it stand out, as well as just, well, it just has a quality about it. It's got a good animation, it's got a reasonable crafting system, and I have enjoyed my time with this game over its first 3 hours. Alright, this is Dragnix signing out. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Now, if you did like this Let's Try, again, I will put the Steam review in the page below, in the description below, I should say, and upvote that, downvote that, based on your opinions of the review. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, and I will see you all later. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you like this content and want to see more of it, you may want to hit that subscribe button on the left-hand side. If you like this video and want to see more of this content, take a look at this video on the left-hand side as well. And if you missed my last video, take a look at the right-hand side. Once again, thanks for watching, and keep on gaming.